But the big question this week is whether Star Entertainment, which employs around 8,000 people in Sydney, Brisbane and on the Gold Coast, can survive another week. It has taken a blow this morning with shares suspended in just the last couple of moments. Our business editor, Ross Greenwood, joins us now. This is not good news. It's blow after blow for Star. They're pretty cooked, aren't they?
It looks that way. It really looks as though there's an end now for Star. It needs emergency funding. It can't get it. And it really has been saying for weeks and weeks that there's a deal on the way. Problem is, a deal has not arrived. And so its accounts were due in at the ASX by the close of business on Friday. If it didn't do that, with a whole bunch of other rats and mice type small companies on the ASX, they're suspended now. Now, the interesting thing is they were at a trading halt on Friday morning, pending these results being released, which they weren't. Basically, the directors can't sign off on the accounts at the moment. And so what's happened, as you can see here, have a look at this. This is the Star over 1 year, down 77%. Over 3 years, I think they're down 95% or something like that. But even if we have a look on Friday and just see what happened on Friday, they actually came back onto the market. Now, every person basically climbed in to try and get their shares out, because this is almost potentially the last chance that shareholders will get to get their money out and get something out of the Star. So there was almost 10 times the normal daily volume on Friday when they resumed. And I think there'll be even questions in the future as to why directors allowed those shares to recommence trading on the Friday. But in the meantime, unless there is a lifeline that comes from somewhere, it really is going to be very, very difficult for the Star to survive, with suggestions that it's got less than a week's worth of cash to come on board. The second half of a $200 million tranche of financing, that's not coming because they have not been able to meet the hurdles in terms of the amount of profit and cash they're generating. And so it really looks as though administration, at the very least, is facing Star into the future.
OK, so what role does the federal government play here? Because we've seen bailouts before, but a casino, it's not sexy. It's hard to sell.
It's not sexy. It's hard to sell. It's hard to sell. In fact,
8,000 jobs.
8,000 jobs. 8,000 jobs in New South Wales and Queensland, as compared with 1,100 full-time jobs at the Whyalla Steelworks, much fewer at the regional airline Rex. That is a really important issue to consider. Now, the New South Wales and the Queensland governments, they have plenty to say here. The big problem is, and it's a serious problem, is that no matter who takes it over, if they were to basically save it from here, then there's also AUSTRAC. Now, AUSTRAC's got a decision pending, a penalty pending against it for its breaches of anti-money laundering rules, which could be as much as the market suggests of $400 million. So therefore, why would you rescue somebody, an organisation like the Star, and then take on an extra $400 million? One other issue, which I understand, is, say, for example, that the New South Wales state government will not deal with anybody, because a lot of the people who are talking we'll save the Star are saying we'll save the Star so long as you, the New South Wales government, give us the land on which the casino sits. Now, my understanding is that the New South Wales government has said absolutely no way, no, we will do that. And in fact, we will only deal with the administrators when the Star collapses. So it's going to be fascinating to see what happens there with the Star.
Surely it's still a profitable business for someone.
I don't think it is. Well, if you bought it for nothing, it might be.
But casinos still make money.
Not a lot. Have you been in there lately?
No,
it's quiet.
I haven't.
Well, shoot a cannon through the place. I mean, seriously, because all of the new rules that have come in about gambling, where you got to licence yourself and register yourself and do all that sort of stuff, because guess what? People can't launder money through casinos anymore.
Right, so that was the profitable part of the business, evidently. OK,
did you look at it?
Let's look at interest rates. We got that cut a couple of weeks ago. And there is some evidence that it has affected the housing market?
There sure is. So the latest monthly house price numbers have come out. And I want to show you this because it does give you a little sense as to of the way in which it's done. So you can see across all capitals over the past year up 3.7%. In the past month, though, up by almost 0.5%.
Wow.
Sydney up 0.5%. Melbourne up by 2/3%. You can see there Adelaide up as well. So Adelaide and Brisbane in particular. If we go on to the next page, what you can see is even then that some of those, Hobart is down, the ACT down over the past year, but they've all sort of turned themselves around just a little bit, which says plenty about those house prices. But I want to show you something else here, and this is what the median value of homes are worth in the state capitals. So there's Sydney is the most expensive, always has been, at 1.09 million. There's Brisbane, 870,000, the ACT. Adelaide, there's been one of the strongest growers, we've said, and Perth as well. You know what's missing there? Melbourne.
Yeah.
The median price in Melbourne, $744,000, which says everything about the state government, the mood in Melbourne, perhaps even the amount of building that there's been in Melbourne, but certainly it has been probably the worst performing property market in Australia in the past 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, it says a lot, Ross, doesn't it?
Does.
Yeah, thank you. Great to see you.